This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Well, welcome in, everybody. Jaymac here with you tonight. Got a couple of sidekicks with me. Before we get started, we did go through a few of the sponsors there. I do want to point out a couple of other things happening. Chris, can we pull up those? Can we first pull up the one the Backyard Brew Games, please?
Sure.
So the Backyard Brew Games is going to be on May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you. And May the 4th be with you with the fact that Coast to Coast Entertainment is going to be here, the Backyard Brew Games in Eugene, Oregon at the Lane Event Center. We're going to be broadcasting live the Pacific Northwest Regional Championships for the cornhole tournament here for the Backyard Brew Games. The Backyard Brew Games, it's part of a network that's nationwide and they have many different things. They're not just going to have cornhole. They're going to have some other games going on there too. They're going to have artists and contractors, food, beer, wine. I said beer and Sarge's head went from down to like, wait, what? Beer? So they're going to have that. We're going to be there with you live. So come check that out. That's on May the 4th. I believe they're opening the doors around 10. I think the cornhole tournament starts between 12 and 1. So we'll be there with you live for that. And then we have, don't forget to go check out the newest tattoo artists that we have. This one's near and dear to me. This is my oldest daughter has her tattoo license now. So check it out. There's the information, where to go. You can check out her art. They just got done doing that sale. She said they did really well on the flash sale. So go check out her art and then make your appointment today to get a tattoo. And I'm going to do that eventually. So there you go. You can go Elena'sInc@gmail is her email. The phone number's there and her Instagram page is there as well that you can go check out. Let's see what we got. It looks like we got some comments coming in already. Christy Wilson says, hi, guys. She also says Star Wars reference. Tim Hendricks says on the Ocho. You know, the funny thing, I was hoping someone was going to bring that up on the Ocho. But I want to say, guys, are you guys excited? Like, I'm excited. I know that we've covered a couple of football teams, the Cougars, and then we covered one game there for the South Lane Buzzards. But I'm excited to do something else. I think this is going to be a big step for us, another live sport. Another live event that we're going to be doing. We do the cornhole tournament. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. You guys excited for this?
I'm excited for it. And also, speaking of the Ocho, I think they have a 24-hour feed on the ABC app of the Ocho.
Oh, yeah, probably.
No, if the Vipers are not there, I'll be surely disappointed.
That's a good one. But Big B, what you been up to, man? We ain't seen you in a while.
Just kind of been hanging around, working, trying to get into a new old hobby, I guess. Just kind of taking time, kind of enjoying the winter here in Minnesota that turned into a elongated spring, but it sounds like we might get some snow this weekend. Still doing my thing with Tim on C2C Rankum, which we got tomorrow morning. But yeah, outside of that, just kind of chilling.
All right, sounds great. Sarge, what you been up to, man?
Oh man, a lot. Just been.
Talk about that softball injury today.
Oh, that happened yesterday. Yeah. I realized I'm not like 20 years old anymore, so let's put it that way. Like sliding to second base, and like I don't know what happened. My foot didn't go over the bag; it just stopped right at the second base, and it just jammed.
Oh no.
So it's the
dude,
size of a softball right now.
You still slide?
Yeah, it's carpet now. It's artificial.
Oh yeah, that's for you. We still play on dirt here, and there ain't no way I'm sliding.
Oh, I'll
Like,
still slide. My other knee is like all carpet burned and everything. So
I probably haven't slid in 5 years, man. I'm not doing that. If I'm getting thrown out, they can throw the ball around me because I'm not moving and I'm not sliding. So
the worst thing about that thing is they were just talking about a teammate last year. He broke his ankle doing the same thing right after I did that. It's like,
They're probably like, hey, at least you didn't break the ankle. I mean,
Tim says if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Well, that's true. And he says he only slides in the DMs. Yeah, not anymore. That'll get me in a lot of trouble.
slide left, go left.
Doesn't say that doesn't mean I don't send a racy text here or there to the missus once in a while, just to keep things fresh.
What's that like? Trying to keep it fresh.
Yeah. Putting a dryer sheet in the clothes.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I just noticed something. Chris got a little close there. Is he trying to come into the goatee bearded club there for men or what?
oh no.
Just wait, Chris. It'll grow out. It grows out fast.
It does grow fast.
It does grow fast. And I'll tell you what. People all the time, they're like, "Man, you don't have a gray hair in your head, but you got a ton in your beard."
I do.
I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And I tell you what. After going through all the teenage girls, I don't wish that on anybody. That's got to be. I'm not. So let's say this. I'm not much of a religious person, but I got to believe that whoever the higher power is, his revenge on the earth is teenage girls. I'm just saying for parents. I'm not sure how old, how old anyone was when they got cast out of the skies, but I bet it was about 15. Because have you ever met a 15-year-old that doesn't know everything?
Well, and then the thing is you try to explain to them that you were there. They're like, "Oh no, but that was X amount of years ago. It's different nowadays."
I know. I know. And every one of them have been the same. There hasn't been one of them that hasn't told me I'm wrong once they turn 15. So it can be fun times, that's for sure. Sarge, how's things in your world? I mean, you're raising boys, so from my experience, boys are a lot harder when they're younger because they try to break everything and themselves.
That is true because I let them watch Thor when they were about 5. Then all of a sudden, I was on mids and I was sleeping during the day, and like my oldest was crying, my middle child was laughing, and my wife was like, "Did you let them watch Thor?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Well, your middle child just used a meat tenderizer on his brother's head."
Oh no.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with Tim. My brother and I were jackass before jackass. Yes. Yes, sir. I see it all the time. Looks like Mess Around Dave is here to join us, but Mess Around Dave probably has some stories about this too. But I'll tell you what, I'm just glad that YouTube and TikTok and all these things weren't around when I was a kid to record all the stupid shit that we did.
For sure.
Or make a TV show movie out of it, whatever.
Oh man. We just have the memories of doing it all. We don't have it video recorded.
But we do it just on VHS, though.
What was that?
We do it just on VHS.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You know what else is? You know what else is on VHS? You can get on VHS.
What's that?
Too bad it wouldn't work anymore because VHS tapes only last 25 years. So the last time that the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, you can't.
How
Even watch it.
did I know that was coming?
Can't
They
rent
put
it
that on
anymore because
DVD already.
Blockbuster's
Don't
gone.
worry.
Tim says, "Thank God there was no iPhone when I was a kid." Well, that's true. We were talking about this the other day. Guys, do you think now that you're older and matured, Chris might because he's still younger, but the rest of us definitely wouldn't. But could you see yourself drinking Boone's Farms wine or Bartles and James wine coolers or Mad Dog or MD 2020? We
How
drank
did we
whatever.
survive?
I'm just saying, where I grew up, we drink whatever the hobo would buy us from 7-Eleven.
Man, you lost me at like that. We're more mature, so I'm like, what's that? Cow
But
manure?
which one?
Being more mature. I mean,
Oh well. I mean, okay. So we got older. Our taste changed. We can afford different stuff now. But true. Wait, mature. What's that? I get it, Tim.
we went up
I
to
do
the
get
other shelf instead of the bottom shelf.
it. So anyway, I said we were going to talk about a few things tonight. So some therapy, I think, would be good for everybody. It's been a hot minute since we've done that. Chris, how goes the dating world?
Still looking. Not much so far, but just nothing's really working out so far. But still keep hope alive.
That's all right. The bacon is still out there.
Yep.
Someone's gonna grab that bacon and fry it up. Enjoy it
It's
while you're
crispy too, though. Think about that.
able to enjoy it.
That's right.
Big B, what you got?
What do I got?
Your therapy, man. What do you need to talk about?
What don't I need to talk about?
Your mom.
Yeah. No, mainly just kind of thinking about I'm trying to think of the word because if certain people saw this, it might get back to certain people that I work with, but just trying to stay motivated when I at work, try to be a good supervisor when I see other authority figures not doing it. So, it's just kind of tough for me to, try to be a leader when I don't feel I'm being led by my supervisor, I guess.
Sure.
So,
I see that.
I can definitely see that. Tim Hendrick says Big B looks like he's doing Rankum homework.
yeah, probably after the show I'll hit it a little bit more. But yeah, we got Rankum tomorrow. Doing birthdays for the month of March.
Well, that sounds exciting. I'll watch it. I usually tune in about halfway through when I make it to my desk at work. So then I at least turn it on my phone and try to listen. Comment once in a while if I'm not in the middle of something. Sarge, what do you got? What do you need to vent about? What do you need therapy for?
I don't know. I'm doing good. I mean,
You down to the doghouse?
say what?
You know the doghouse?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't talk to my wife anymore, and it seems like it's working.
No wonder why you're not in the doghouse. What else?
Oh. You know what? Well, here's something interesting. Before I get to mess around, Dave, something that hit me the other day, right, is I was talking to Big B and Chris before the show about I'm a year away. My daughter's a junior, And then my youngest, we have half the time. So I won't have a kid in the house after next year all the time. And I know that the missus and I were the other day talking about our questions for each other were, what in the hell are we going to fight about when the kids are gone?
Right?
Because that's the majority of our arguments now. But like,
And I think which way the toilet paper goes. I mean,
I guess
There you go.
it's
Hey, you
fine.
guys
Fine
have to
with
make
me.
it in the house after that.
It's
Jaymac.
all right. So we just agreed that if it had been 3 weeks or so, and we we'll just let each other know, hey, I need you to fight with me today about something.
Right. Hey,
Just
at that
put it on
point,
the
you guys
calendar.
you can finally wear your birthday suits in the house and not have to worry about your kids seeing it.
Say it one more time.
You can wear your birthday suits in the house and not have to worry about the kids seeing it.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all know. I've said it. I've told Mess Around Dave this for years. When my kids are gone, if you don't want to see anything, don't show up at my house unannounced.
It's kind of like the movie, like Failure to Launch.
I'm
with
just
Terry-
saying.
with Terry Bradshaw.
Mess Around, how's things been going there?
Can we really have to talk about this?
No, I
Okay.
mean just how are the kids, man? How are the kids doing?
Hey, the kids are great. Yeah, I mean, Nicole, my daughter's getting married in June 23rd, July 26th. Yeah, July 26th, she get married to the dude named Brandon. He's a real good guy. He's turned her around. Like, she was doing stuff she shouldn't have been doing, and he's like, told her if she doesn't quit doing that, then he's not going to be with her. She wasn't on track to graduate. So if you don't graduate high school, I'm not going to marry you. So it's been good for her. So I'm proud of her that she's getting married. And I told her you're doing something I haven't done yet. You get fucking married. So there's that. And then, Dave's doing okay, but she kind of struggles with, like, she'll come over to pick him up on her days with Dave, and he don't want to go. He wants to be with me, and I'm like, I can't force him to get in your car and go. If he doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to go. And she'll get mad, and then eventually she'll be like, fine, he can stay. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. So other than that, it's been good.
I think about the only advice I can give for that. Kids should be where they want to be. The only advice I can give from my own life, and that is just keep it about the kids.
For sure. No, I even tell him, regardless of what's going on with your mother and I, she still fucking loves you, and you better know it. So you're hurting her feelings by not going. You need to go.
Yeah, and that's for sure. Like I'm straight up about that with my youngest all the time. Every time she's around, not every time, but we talk about it once in a while, a couple times, 3 times a year. Is like, you have one mom and one dad. We both love you, and it's okay to love both of us. You don't have to love one more than the other. You don't have to want to be with one more than the other. So it's okay. So seems to work out.
Yeah, I think he'll come around eventually, but
I think they will. I mean, kids, it might affect them a little bit, but kids kids get over things, and they make it's as normal for them as you make it for you. So if you make
I
it
just
normal,
tell him, I said, would you rather your mom and I still be together and fight in front of you, or would you rather us be like this? And he's like, definitely like you are now. So there you go.
True story. Well, so there's the therapy session for tonight, and one thing I want to touch on quick before we get to the next segment. And I think the next segment we're gonna have a lot of fun with. It's gonna be funny. I know that Tim Hendricks will have a few things to say. By the way, he said the thing that the missus and I could fight about is the lack of ass smacks. Anyway, so one thing I want to touch on quick before we get on that is, again, bringing up the backyard brew games. We're going to be covering that on the 4th of May here at the Lane Event Center. We're going to be covering the cornhole tournament. Super excited for that, bringing something new to Coast to Coast Entertainment. It's going to be a good time. So we want to give a shout out to them for giving us that opportunity, and we won't squander that for sure. Look for a long-lasting partnership with them. All right, next segment. You guys are going to love this one. Make it funny. And I'm going to start with Sarge on this one. So, Sarge, I want you to give us the worst pickup line you've ever used.
That I ever used?
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, girl. Do you love water? That means you love 80% of me. Yes.
Here's the question. Did that work?
No.
Oh, mess around, Dave.
Yeah.
What do you got?
For worst pickup lines?
Yeah.
Well, the cheesiest one probably. You look familiar. Do you know somewhere? Like everybody uses that one. That's the only one I can think of that's pretty bad. Or I lost my number. Can I have yours?
That's a
Does
good
that
one.
ever work for anybody? I don't think that would work.
Not so not in that way. Not in that way. Like I'm gonna pick on Dragon Viper for a minute. I've probably told this story, but it's so funny that I have to tell it again. He was out with us one night, and I was not single at the time, but the person I was with me, and I said, "Hey, I have to prove a point, so I'm going to walk over to that table of women, and believe me, I'm not looking in any way." So he was afraid to go over and walk over and talk to this table, right? And I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm not even looking, and I bet you I could go over there and pull a phone number. So I walk over to the table, and I'm straight up with them, and I'm like, hey, you see that woman over there? That's who I'm with. I'm not hitting on any of you. But I made a bet with my friend, and to win that bet, all I need you to do is write 7 numbers down on a piece of paper, slide it across the table, and hand it to me. And when she wrote that number down and slid it across the table, the look on Dragon Viper's face was priceless.
Well, I bet it was.
Great.
That's great.
Chris, what pickup lines have you used, man?
I haven't used much, but one I've heard of before was, on a scale of 1 to America, are you free tonight?
Are you free tonight?
I don't think that's
That's pretty good. Big B.
Man, I never really got into the bar scene that much, so the pickup lines were just not there. I mean, I was more the wingman or the designated driver per se, as some of my other buddies are trying to get some, but I mean, every line I heard them use didn't work either. So,
Would you use to pick up your wife?
honestly, we met online, so it was just one of the dating websites.
Was that
Okay.
RussianBrides.com?
Mailorder.com. Yes.
There ain't nothing wrong with meeting online. I mean, I think a lot of people
No,
do
use
that.
that.
I think a lot of people do that now. So,
Yep.
So I think Mess Around just left because he got a package from a meal order.
Or he's going on a date again.
oh, there we go. Let's see. Tim Hendricks says, I had someone give me their number once, and the number was 911. Hey, I have been – so I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys. Happened to me a couple of times. I've been on the receiving end of getting a text, and it says, hey, what's up? You remember me? And I'm like, no,
I've
I
had
don't
those.
know who the
Yeah.
hell this is. And he's like, no, man. Did you remember Daniela? We met at the bar. This is Stan. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a guy, and she gave you the wrong number, man.
I've
You know
had
what
that
we should
before.
do is we should come up with like a just have like a random phone number that like people like if they're in trouble with the date they can give out our number and we can like play the voicemails and everything else.
Dude, that's brilliant. We should.
The
I'm
bro
gonna
code
I'm
line.
gonna pull a number a line thing off of offline that's free, like text free or something, and we can
Well,
just hand
you
out
guys
that
better
number.
give it to Tim because he'll probably need a lot of advice.
Well,
Not sorry, but
So-
Mr. Hendricks.
I mean, that's true, but like I don't know if you guys seen our chat on on the bro code page, like with all the promoters on there. One guy he just went off like just asking promoter, and like I just went off as Indigo Montoya off of Princess Bride. I sent him the picture of an Indio Montoya. And he sent me the heart receive. You guys can go in the chat room and look at it. It was
It's
I
pretty
had a
funny.
blast.
Dude, it's pretty funny when you get those because they don't take the answer. They think you're answering them. I don't even think they read the messages.
No.
What got me? He said like I was a fine looking handsome man.
Well, you guys remember the one weirdo we had when Viper was on a while ago, or when we first started doing the show, or when I joined, and didn't somebody say that wanted me or Dragon Viper to sniff mess around his beard or something, or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah,
I remember.
those spam bots or whatever.
Yeah.
For sure. So here's something I know that we've all dealt with in our lifetime, and I think it's something that maybe other men need to hear, that there is a place that's okay to feel that way. But guys, what really happens when your heart gets broken? I mean, we act tough, but I know that I found myself down, and you wake up the next day and you're like, well, look, I made it through one day. Why don't I just try to make it through the next one?
I can definitely speak on this. Going through my first divorce and loss of a child, I hit really rock bottom and it scared the hell out of me. So yeah, I guess it just depends on how you can deal with it, how well it affects you, or how hard it affects you. But when you get that heartbroken, yeah, I hit rock bottom. Didn't know if I was going to make it out of there. Thought life was over. And honestly, I'll still tell the story to the day. I remember sitting at a stoplight and a semi sitting in front of me, going to pass me, and I thought about going right into the front of the semi as it took off, or go to the church, and I elected to go to the church to get some help. So, yeah, it can affect different people different ways, and I know it affected me, and yeah, it got scary.
I hear you, man. Some dark days in my past for sure.
Thanks for sharing that, Brandon. That was good.
Yeah.
I'll share it with anybody. I'll share it, when everybody thinks their days are bad and life is, I always share my story. I think it's helped me cope with it a lot.
Right.
I agree. I mess around might be the only one who knows this. I don't even know if Sarge knows this, but I kind of hit rock bottom after my first marriage as well. Big B, we have that in common, and she up and left me with two girls that were 3 years and 7 months old at that
Ooh.
time.
Ooh.
And I had no idea what I was going to do. I thought it would be way easier to just leave and let them be raised by someone else. Like I didn't know where to go. Luckily, I had people in my life mess around, Dave, that was like, oh, forget that bitch. Just move on. Do the best you can. And I'm forever indebted to everyone that helped me with them when they were younger, for sure. Because I really didn't know how I was going to make it out of that.
Well, they say it takes a village. It's fucking true.
It is true. Because here we are now, one of them's 19 and off doing her own thing, working and saving money. Hell, the other one's a junior and gonna go to. She wants to go to esthetician school to be a nail tech and do all that stuff. So, like you said, Brandon, you never know. You have those dark days.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that there are people that have been through things and they can help you out.
Whatever you do, listen to country music when you're going through that shit because you're gonna.
Look. I know there's a lot of people that'll tell you, country music sucks. I hear it all the time, but there is nothing like a country song when your heart is broken, man. There's nothing like a good country heartbreak song. There's nothing like it. Am I wrong? Mess around? There's not.
No, you're not. But there's a lot of songs that are like that'll just get you and pull at your heart, then make it worse off than it was before. But my favorite one that just came out is like Snipped Atlas. I think it's called "You're a Fucking Bitch." That song is awesome. It's called "You're a Fucking Bitch." I hope you know that shit. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's a good song.
See, Tim Hendricks says it feels like you are in a pit, no way out, and no way to ask for help. That's a very good description of how it feels.
No,
for sure. Sarge, you got anything you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, like, different between Big B and yourself, Jaymac, is like, I'm still on my first marriage, and hopefully it goes on till 65 unless she kills me first. But
I see a ladder happening.
But I've been like, I've probably I've done the screw up. She hasn't done the screw ups and stuff, and I have seen the wear and tear that I had put on her heart. A heart can still heal, but it'll still bear those scars. So that's a conversation that my spouse and I have every once in a while regarding all that and so forth. So I'm on the vice versa of your guys' spectrum, and I have learned a lot from that and so forth. So, we're still improving ourselves every single day. So that's where we're at. So, and for me, being being a Christian, I put something up to the Lord pretty much, and that's has helped me guide me through what I have caused and strife. So,
hey, that's good advice too, because I mean, we got to strive to be better than we were today. Like tomorrow has to be better than today, and the day after that needs to be better than tomorrow. All we can do is try to improve and be better than we were yesterday. So, good input on that for sure, Sarge. Thanks for sharing that. Mess around, share whatever you want. You don't have to share anything. I know.
Well, the only thing I was going to say is I think I was heartbroken this time. I was happy when we broke up because this was long overdue. It should have happened years ago. J-Mac, Adam, Ace would tell me all the time, you guys aren't good together. You guys are like roommates that happen to have kids and you live together.
And he froze with that comment. Chris?
Yeah.
You ever had your heart broken?
No.
When I was little, I had, my
Last year in
grandmother.
the playoffs with the Cowboys.
Had you. But, no, wouldn't say 2006. My grandmother passed, and it was very hard. But
Oh yeah.
came back from that, but it was a rough patch, I would say.
Yeah. So just know, I mean, in the end, it's a PSA. Anyone that's watching, just reach out. You got people that care. We're all glad you're here. We know you can make it to tomorrow, make it through the next day.
Message me, call me. My number's on my profile. You need to talk, call me. Get my number out there. I don't care. I'll talk you down.
And I'll tell you, Mess Around Dave will pretty much talk to anybody. So known the guy a long time, and he's really not afraid to strike up a conversation with a complete stranger.
I'm not.
So, all right, guys, let's shift gears here. Good, Tim. That's good to hear. You've never been afraid to ask for help, and I don't think anyone should be. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong, actually, to know, hey, I can't do this on my own. I need some help.
Right. You make strong, so you have a problem.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. Let's switch gears here. Let's talk about baseball season's coming. Is anyone as excited as I am?
Yes.
Look, I love football.
I'm
Football's
excited.
king. I mean, let's not pretend like the NFL is not a great thing, because everyone loves the NFL, right? But
Yeah.
I absolutely love baseball. Baseball is the cream of the crop for me. Like, if I had a dream job, it would be in baseball. Like, I would work in baseball every single day. Baseball is it. It's just that history, anything. It's 162 games. Anything can happen in a baseball season. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but baseball does it for me. It rolls my socks up and down. I guess that's what we can say.
Stirrups. I prefer stirrups.
There we go. But let's get a rundown on how everyone sees their team going this year. I won't talk about Atlanta. I mean, obviously they're a powerhouse. They're going to be a good team. They just signed Adam Duvall back. They're going to have Duvall and Kelnick in left field.
How's Kelnick working out?
Hey, the guy's good defensively. Like, I knew he wasn't much offensively. He's got some pop in his bat, and he's a good defender. But he'll platoon with Duvall in left field, and we'll be fine. You can't have, a solid 1 through 9. There's got to be a weak spot somewhere in your lineup. So that's okay. Big B, what about Minnesota? What do you foresee for Minnesota for the season?
I'm more ready to watch St. Paul Saints baseball and banana ball. I love my Twins. Don't get me wrong. It'll be good to see Buxton in center field if he can stay healthy. Correa is short. I think the wild card's going to be Carlos Santana off the bench. If they can find some pitching, this team's going to be, there. But I just don't see any pitching right now, and there's still some guys out on the free agent market that I wish they wouldn't got. But we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm not going to be the homer, but I think you're looking at third in the Central. I don't think a Central team's going to make it out of the first round of the playoffs.
Only one Central team's making the playoffs.
Or out of the first round, in the playoffs.
Yeah. There's not a Central team going to the wild card. There's
no.
That's my take, but
yeah.
We'll skip Bacon for now because he's the defending world champ. He doesn't need that much time to talk.
Well, no, they used to have Will Smith. That's why they won the title.
Let's go to
But now he's
Messer on
with
Dave.
another-
He's a White Sox fan. Where do you see the White Sox going this year?
Nowhere. Absolutely freaking nowhere. They gutted that roster. Tim Anderson didn't come back. They signed Paul DeLong or whatever his name was to replace him. And they gave away their best pitcher to the Padres for like the third and fifth ranked pitchers in their farm system. And yeah, they just don't have a lot of talent on that team. They got like two guys, Robert in center, and Jimenez at DH, and he can never stay healthy. So yeah, they're going nowhere fast.
And didn't you lose your closer? Didn't Hendricks sign
Yeah.
somewhere else too?
Yeah, they did decide not to bring him back. I can't remember where he signed, but he's not going to be able to pitch till after the All-Star break anyway, because it's cancer shit, right?
Yeah,
Or Tommy John, something like that. One of the two.
right. But yeah. Sarge, are your Mariners finally going to make it to the World Series this year?
World Series, no. They'll probably make it into the wild card. I honestly think that the Mariners do have probably one of the top 10 rotations out there, and they always had a solid bullpen for the last 3 years. I mean, we still have Castillo, still have Gilbert and George Kirby as the first three, 1, 2, 3 right there, and Bryce Miller's an up and coming player right there. And I just want to say thank you, Big B. We'll see how Polanco is going to turn out for us. So
I forgot about that.
yeah, but I don't see the Mariners winning the West because of the Astros and the
Rangers?
and the Rangers right there. So
That's a tough division. I mean, the only team you guys are guaranteed to finish above is the A's. So,
yeah.
But before we get to Bacon, a couple of comments here. See, Tim Hendricks says, of course, Bacon is. The Rangers are reigning, defending World Series champions. So he's excited for the season. He has said, I have pop in my back when I woke up this morning. Brewers are going to be fourth in the NL Central. And I wanted to hit on that real quick because I feel the same way. I know that Bacon and James did a preseason show, a prediction show, and neither one of them. I think they both had the Brewers third in the Central, but I don't think the Brewers are going to finish third. I think they're going to finish fourth. I think the only team that's going to be worse than them in the Central is the Pirates. The Brewers lost a lot this offseason. They lost a lot. They did not retain much at all as far as the season goes. So I'm with Tim on that one. Greg Gallino, well, we'll talk about that other one. And then he said the Angels are straight up trash. You know, the thing about the Angels, wouldn't it be something? Would it not be?
Playoffs.
Well, could you just imagine if Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout ever played on the same team? Nothing from you guys? I thought that would have at least got a laugh because they played on the same team was the point. Could you imagine two generational talents like that playing on the same team? They should win at least 2 or 3 championships. And I don't even think they made the playoffs.
They can't stay off the injury list.
And one last thing, then I'll let you have your minute, Bacon. Has anyone ever seen a clown as big as Rob Manfred for air commissioner?
No.
Well, we used to have one here on C2C that tried to talk sports.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's true. And then for players, as far as a clown, how about this Anthony Rendon guy? Like, have you heard some of his comments in spring training?
No. Maybe, but I'm not sure.
Well, they just ask him, why aren't you in the lineup? And he's like, you mean you really want me to go out there and play every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to get on deck, but I couldn't. I'll tell you right now, I think if Sano keeps putting up numbers like he has in spring training, he's going to be comeback player of the year, I think, this year. That guy has slimmed down, got into shape, wants to play baseball. So that's a guy I'm looking forward to this year, is Sano.
Yeah. You definitely can see that happening.
Of course. Former Minnesota Twins is going to go light it up somewhere else, and we're going to wish we had him.
Isn't that just the way it goes?
Yep.
That's how it goes for any sport, really. The team
Yeah.
that you
Any
like.
Minnesota sport. You're right, Chris.
Yeah, because like Adrian Beltran, he goes to Texas, and look what he does.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, a few players actually come to mind from Minnesota. It's funny that you say that because you say it, and then I'm like, well, no, not. Oh yeah, that person. Well, no, not. Oh yeah, that guy too.
Yep.
Nope, not. Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah. David Ortiz comes to mind. They decided to keep Matthew Leacroyd over David Ortiz. I think Danny Nagel went to the Braves and had a couple good years.
He did.
Uh,
It's funny you bring that one up because that was one I was thinking. I was like, well, Nagel played for Minnesota. Oh wait,
Yep,
he
he had a
didn't
couple
play
good
well in
years.
Minnesota.
Football, we don't even need to talk about how Dallas, took our team and made them theirs.
for
Yeah,
hockey.
Garnett leaves Minnesota, wins a couple titles.
Well,
So yeah,
even
so Minnesota.
even if you go hockey, like the North Stars were good with Madonna. It was Madonna, man. Who was the other guy? Madonna
Neil
and
Broughton.
yes, that was it. And then they go to Dallas and they start,
Cincinnati, yeah.
and then they start ending up in the conference championships.
And he gets a
Yep, wins the
statue.
Stanley Cup. Yeah, you're welcome, Chris. The thing is Chris, all of Chris's championship. I mean, granted, he hasn't seen Dallas win a Super Bowl, but
No.
pretty much, Dallas, the Rangers, and the Stars can thank Minnesota probably for their championships in some way or another.
Probably.
Probably. Well, Chris, the floor's yours. Let's hear about your Rangers.
Yeah, there's a lot of moves, I guess, with players going to other teams. But then there's also lack of moves of signing players, and I think it had to do with the TV contract, and a whole bunch of other things tied to that. But I think Rangers will possibly make the playoffs. I just don't know about another World Series run, but hopefully.
Hey, Chris,
Huh?
do me a favor.
What?
Shut the hell up. Dude, you're
Chris,
sitting
what
here
was your
talking
World
about
Series
them not
pick this
signing
year?
players. You still have
No,
who name one guy on your team that you lost that's going to impact the season.
Nobody.
Exactly my
Will Smith?
point.
Will Smith.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, he'll probably win with the next team.
Chris, who was your World Series pick this year? I just want to keep track because last year it was the Nationals and the
And the
Royals or
Royals.
something like that.
I think I had Atlanta and Houston.
Oh, okay.
I thought you had like Kansas City or something like that for some reason.
I think I was way hopeful last year. I don't know.
So let's see. Let's catch up on these. Tim Hendricks says Mavs can thank the Bucks for their championship because of them trading Dirk to Dallas.
Yeah, during the draft. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim says Montreal. I'm guessing he's talking about baseball.
Yeah, probably big. That's probably his pick for the World Series.
Or expansion.
Good talk, Tim.
Give us team important.
All right. Few minutes left here. Let's go through everybody's picks for March Madness.
Ooh.
I haven't even looked at a bracket yet.
I filled mine out.
Who's your champion?
I think Alabama.
Okay. Well, I can tell you who I picked for my champion because they're the same team I pick every year that they make the tournament.
UConn.
UConn. Yeah.
Oh, they're number 1 seed too. Okay, let's see here.
They're the number 1 seed in the tournament this year. So, but hats off to a few teams that weren't supposed to make the tournament that ended up playing really well in their conference title games. Oregon wins the final Pac-12 championship ever. So they get in as 11 seed. Let's see. Tim Hendricks says Marquette, and Greg Gallino says the Tar Heels. Sarge, who's your pick?
I think UConn has the toughest road, and I didn't like how the Tar Heels finished, so I'm going to go UConn.
Mess around?
You know, I was
We're
trying to
not.
find the
He's
bracket
sleeping.
she was on it, and
What?
I was trying to find the bracket.
That's when I'm sleeping.
I can't even find the bracket. I haven't seen it, so without seeing it, I'm gonna
Oh, you
go-
can't find the bracket.
Well, I couldn't get there fast enough for the Jaymac got to me. I'm gonna go with
I'm gonna. Well, that's what I was whispering.
Yeah. Go ahead, Big B. I'm gonna try and find it.
I'm gonna say Gonzaga. Seems like they're always tournament bound.
I can't believe you said that, Big B.
I
We'll just
know.
take Big B off. No.
Because Gonzaga, to me, is one of the top 5 choke artist teams in sports.
Did they just win it last year?
No,
Are they from Dallas or what?
No,
Yeah,
UConn won it
definitely.
last year.
They always keep they're
Did
going to
Okay. See
win
how
it
much
every
I
year.
pay attention. I do a bracket every year, and I still don't even pay attention to.
Gonzaga is supposed to be good every year,
Yeah.
and they always lose.
This is like I'm gonna be a Dallas Cowboy Gonzaga fan. This is our year this year.
Well, it's funny, how Cowboys / Dodgers / Yankees / Gonzaga fans, it's always their year.
All right, I got it.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Houston.
All they do is retool.
Dave's picking Houston.
Take
Let's
Houston.
see. Iowa for women. We got that one. New Mexico is my sleeper. Zags are one half of the joint wraps. I don't get the reference there.
Zags.
Oh, I got it. Okay, Gonzaga. I got it now. Hold on. I got it. Took me a second. McNeese State will take out Gonzaga, is what someone is saying.
I can see it. I don't have Duke going very far.
Duke hasn't been the same since Krzyzewski left.
Well, I
Yeah.
think a lot of the big teams back in the day aren't the same just because a lot of people leave early nowadays too. So, I mean, yeah, you got UConn that could probably repeat. You got Purdue and stuff, but Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina, they're not the same teams like they used to be when it came to tournament time.
Right.
Chris is watching like a strobe show or something. We should.
Oh, no.
Are you sure? It's like,
Yeah, I know.
get that back on. Boots and pants.
Hey, leave him alone. He was probably watching, like The Bachelorette or something.
Yeah. No.
Golden Bachelor.
The Golden Bachelor. It amazes me that those shows are successful because you get all the women that are like, I can't stand guys that play women and they're with 3 or 4 women at the same time, but then they want to watch a show like The Bachelor where he's literally with 18 women at the same time.
Well, okay. You guys remember when this all kicked off and it was Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire or something?
Yeah.
And all the girls didn't know that he was supposed to be a millionaire, and they played it off as a cowboy. And
Mhm.
all the girls are just like, "Oh my god, a cowboy! I don't know if I want to stick around for this." And then they're introducing him, and then, oh, by the way, he's worth X $1 million. And then their tune's like, "Oh my god, he's so handsome! I really like him. I can't wait to really get to meet him and do stuff." It's just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
My favorite one was the fake millionaire one. I mean, he was just a construction worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the words of Rodney Carrington,
Show them to me.
well,
Show
yeah.
them.
I mean those words, but he had this good bit about Tiger Woods, and he's like, well, you can really blame Tiger. Like, he said he felt entitled, and he's like, I don't know how I would react if some woman came up to my hotel room and's like, here, let me show you my boobies. What do you think about those? And he's like, you know why I don't know? Because it doesn't happen to us normal fucking people.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know that feeling. Anyway, let's see where we at. Are we at? Oh, we're right there. We're right near the end. Well, thanks for coming back on, guys. It was nice to
Yeah.
get back on and do this again. We definitely got to do this more often.
We do.
Sorry, I've been in and out. I got so much going on. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff taken care of. But we will be on as much as we can. We're hoping to be here every Monday. And once again, don't forget about the Backyard Brew games that we're going to be covering on May the 4th.
May the 4th
gonna
be with you.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. And it's going to be a great time. I'm excited to bring something else to the network. It's been a long road, but I feel like we're there and we're making it. So it's going to be a good time. Big B, final thoughts.
Nah, just keep checking out CTC. Rank them in the morning here in about 9-10 hours from my time. So check out and see what birthdays we get to talk about and whose birthdays are what days. So.
All right, thanks for that, Big B. Chris.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching and tuning in. I'll probably replay Between the Ropes tomorrow. We moved to Sunday, so just stay with the network.
All right, Sarge.
Yeah. Hi guys. Sorry. It's been fun. Hopefully see you guys next Monday.
All right. And last but not least, we got to get him out of here so he can get his beauty sleep. Mess around, Dave.
Yeah, I gotta get that beauty sleep. Keeps the hair coming back.
All right.
Yeah, have fun. We gotta do this more often, like you said. Derek says it's early.
One day we'll have to have somebody judge on who has the more shinier head between me and Mess-Around and Sarge.
Dave, you need to speak up. Your baldness is coming out.
Jesus Christ, guys. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, listening, however you get your local podcast. We're going to replay this on Fridays at the same time. So catch us Friday Pacific for the replay of the Bro Code podcast. We'll be with you here on Mondays. We'll replay on Fridays. We'll keep you updated. Days we won't be on, major holidays, that kind of thing. But for now, thanks for watching, listening. We'll catch you all on the other side.